Hello crafters and welcome to this week's update from P2PCrafts Papercrafts Show. I'm your host Michelle Brown, Creative Director from Picture to Page and Beyond, which is our scrapbooking, mixed media art and papercraft show. Now I just wanted to jump into your Facebook feed today for a little bit of an update. So we've got the Peninsula show coming up and I wanted to give you an update of that, and of course a dash of inspiration. So firstly, the Peninsula show is going online, so we're going to be coming to you with a whole heap of craft demonstrations on Friday the 27th and Saturday the 28th of November from 9 a.m. right through to 5 p.m. So last year was the first year that we ran the Peninsula show on the Friday and Saturday, and so we did still want to hold those dates for you this year and come to you with another online show. So similar to last time, we'll be bringing that to you through Facebook. It'll be free for all of you crafters, and we're just getting our crafting lineup together, and hopefully we'll get that out to you next week because the show is only a week and a half away. So we're doing our very best to get everyone organised and get that information to you. Now, our dash of inspiration, I challenge you this week, if you're thinking you're a little bit time poor, then I want you to stop and think about how you can break your project down into smaller lots. So rather than thinking that you need a whole day or a whole weekend or a whole number of hours to get a project finished, looking at breaking it down and then just getting it done in smaller pieces. So if you're a card maker, that might be breaking down what images you're using and stamping those out and then colouring them in at a different time, and then perhaps what sentiments you want to use, and then have a different session for pulling those cards together with all its layers. For art journaling, it might be putting down a layer of gesso and then letting that dry, or doing a layer of ephemera and then letting the gel medium dry, or putting down a layer of paint. So really looking at breaking that down so you're not so overwhelmed, and it gives you a chance for drying in between. Now, if you're a scrapbooker, it might be spending some time finding the photos you want and then finding those matching mats and then finding the embellishments that you might have or finding the background card. So instead of trying to get it all done in one lot, looking at breaking it down. Now, of course, some of the challenges could be that you might lose momentum or sort of lose track of where you're up to. So there's a couple of ways you might be able to get around that. You could look at actually listing out all the steps and having a bit of a go-to or a recipe. So you say, okay, when you're card making, you're going to choose the sentiment perhaps, choose the image, colour it in, and then put it all together in the next session. Or just before you finish up is perhaps leave yourself a note. So I've stamped them out. Next time I'm going to cut them out and then I'm going to colour them in with these colours or this medium or these pencils. So it really does make sure that you've got something that helps give you that continuity, because that's the challenge when you do it in smaller lots, is to make sure you don't lose the thread of where you're up to and perhaps almost forget what your project was and then sort of don't come back to it. So if you are time challenged and you do want to look at breaking down those projects, then that would be my suggestion, either writing it all out, having it so that you've got a note to yourself, or you might even surprise yourself and actually get what you were planning on doing over several sessions done in another time. Maybe the baby's asleep for longer, maybe the kids come back a little bit later, and you do actually get that project time in. Because the great thing is that we need to get started to get these projects, and sometimes if they feel really big and overwhelming, then we mightn't even start. So by looking at breaking it down into smaller chunks, hopefully that will help get you crafting again. So that was it for this really quick update. P2PCrafts Peninsula show online on the 27th and 28th of November. So all the information will of course be on our website from picturetopageandbeyond.com.au. Make sure you're on our mailing list and we will get all those details out as soon as we have got them finalised, which will be in the next few days or two. And for challenging you for a dash of inspiration, look at taking that big project and breaking it down into smaller chunks so you can tackle them a piece at a time and perhaps over several days. But you know over time you will get those projects done. So this is Michelle signing off. We hope you have a crafty day.